Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I am just making a sort of masterboard because I want to make some little tags and journaling cards to go into my Folks of the Forest journal. So today it's just going to be a really quick one. I've got a piece of watercolor paper which is 300 GSM. And I'm just adding some paper. I've started adding bits because my camera doesn't just like the white paper, it goes all blurry. So all as I'm doing, I've got some matte medium and I've got some bits of music paper, and I'm just sticking them on like this. Oopsie daisy, moving it around. So I'm just sticking it on just to give it a bit of a background, nothing very exciting, just a basic sort of background to it, just to give it a little bit of something underneath. So I'm just going to do it in sort of browns and creams and greens and things like that. So I'm not going to have like a focal point, I'm just doing a sort of like a background. And then we can add to it. I can add words and things and some of the little Folks of the Forest bits and pieces on there as well, which I would like to do, just to add another little element into our journal, which I think will be really nice. So just sticking this down, I thought it would be quite a nice one because anybody can do this. All as you need is, you don't have to have matte medium, you just need a piece of paper. You want quite a thick piece, you can just use some mixed media paper as well, just because if you're going to put lots of paint and things on it, you want something a little bit heavy to work with. Let's have a look. I've got some bits and pieces so that your paper doesn't go all funny on top of you. Just when you're putting stuff on top of it, so let's just stick bits on. What else have I got? Little bits and pieces. I want to just try and just do a couple of mixed media pieces which are just a bit grungy and not too thought out, if you know what I mean, because some of my pieces are a bit too I know what I'm doing, but I just don't want to. I want to just add things, if you know what I mean. Be a bit more free. So that's on there. That's just the background. Really super simple. I'm going to add a little bit of gesso over the top, just in places like this. Just add a little bit, and then I can add some paint. Some inks I can use. I'm going to use some of my crayons, my water soluble crayons on here as well, just to get a nice background. And it's fun to do these. So if you want something to do and your mojo's gone, this is absolutely perfect, because you could just add things, paint on it, scribble on it, do whatever you like. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly dry that a little bit. Okay, so that's a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of this antique, oopsie daisy, antique white, just a bit on there. This one is nearly empty. Let's just go in there, just pop that across. Now I need to have some greens and some browns in here. So I'm going to leave that because it's quite wet, and I'm going to take Gathered Twig. Now is that the darkest one I've got here? What's this one? Ground Espresso. And I'm going to, whoops, no, I'm going to spray it on. There we go. Nice and messy. Let's get these little bit, oh look at that. That's lovely, isn't it? Perfect. Now I'm going to add a little bit of this raw umber in here, just some little bits like that. I'm going to add a little bit of squirt of water. And let's just move this about a bit, see if we can get a little bit of trickling and things like that. Oh, I like that already. Let's just see if we can. Right, I'm going to dry this, I think. Just give it a quick dry. Okay, so that's still kind of wet on there. So this is why you need a nice paper on here. So what else should we use? So I'm going to use a little bit of this. This is Shabby Shutter. Or, let me have a look. I should have got them ready really, shouldn't I? This one, which is brushed corduroy. Let's just add a bit of this. Now, shall I drip it on like this, or shall I spray it? Shall I be daring and give it a little bit of a spray? And just there we go. That's nice. Look at the colours it comes out. I think it's lovely. Let's just. These oxides have so many different sort of colours in them, which are lovely, aren't they? Lovely. Nice and messy, but it will go lovely with my journal. I think these are just perfect colours to go in there, don't you think? Let's stop it from sticking on the bottom. Now I'm going to just quickly dry that, see if I can dry it a little bit better. There we go, lovely. So let's add a little bit of, what should we have? Let's go, oopsie daisy, let's just go in with a little bit of brown. What's this one called? This is just Van Dyke Brown. So let's just go in. So it's quite dark in here, I think. But seeing it's quite wet on there anyway, this might sort of like blend in a little bit. Let's see, where's my water brush? Go. Got some lovely textures in there. Actually, I think I quite like it just crayon, if you know what I mean, in there. Add a little bit in there with my finger. I think I prefer that to the brush. That's lovely. Gives it almost like a little oil pastel look when you rub it with your finger. What other colour? Should we go in with a bit of green? Oops, daisy. If I can pick it up. These are the ones that I'm using, which are here, which are absolutely lovely. I've got a link in my Amazon storefront if you wanted to take a look, but I just love these. Oh, that green is lovely, isn't it? Add a little bit of water on there, I think. Oops. Just drop that one on the floor. See daisy, there we go. Let's have a little bit up here. So that brush corduroy has got that lovely patina look to it, which I love. Now I don't like that green too much. Let's add a little bit of gesso on top. That's a bit better. I love this. Okay, so what shall we do? I think I'm going to add a little bit more of this brush corduroy because I quite like that patina look. And if you add water and move it about, you get that lovely, oh my gosh, I'm stuck to the table. There we go. Get that lovely, oh, I don't need that, I need some water. Let's just move this about a little bit. I'm going to dry it because it gives it a different look then. I love that. I think that looks really, really lovely. I know it looks very sort of like grubby and dirty and all sort of like mushed in, but that's exactly what we want as a background, which is lovely. Now, let me just take a pencil. Now, I think I might go in with my Stabilo. Let's just give it a little bit. Just a tiny bit around the outsides of these. Some of this is still a little wet, so I might have to leave this just to dry a little bit. I might do another one quickly, but I think I want sort of more of a paler one. I do like this, that's lovely, isn't it? So tomorrow I think I will do a tutorial on making some tags. Carry on working in my journal, Folks of the Forest. I haven't done as much as I was hoping I would do because life gets in the way, doesn't it? I try and plan things and it doesn't always work out. So I haven't got as much done as I hoped I would have. But I'm loving where it is so far. And I think these would make a lovely addition to the journal. Okay, a little bit over here. Okay, a little bit. So I think I will leave that like that. Because we're gonna, I might actually give it a few little drips of white. What do you think? Just see, let me just give this a quick shake. And now I need to just take a brush. Just add a few, dip my brush in. Just a little bit of texture on there, little bubbly dotty texture. There we go. That just adds a nice touch. Maybe, do you think it'd be too much if I go in with the brown? I don't think so. Let's just give it a go. I don't mind how much is on here. Oops, a bit more. I want that. I think it will be a nice contrast in the journal. This brush is a bit hard. And then we can actually go in as well later on when we do the tags and add a little bit of the ink, can't we? I think that's what I will do. Right, I'm going to leave that to dry. Pop that one to the side, and then I've got another piece of paper so we can do another one. I've just got one here now. I need to put some newspaper over the top. Book paper. Let's just pop some book paper over this and stick it down. Just have to put it over there so it doesn't go, oops, all blurry on the camera. Let's take this, add a little bit of paper. I'd like to go a little bit more paler, not such a dark one. So we've got those sort of like greens in there. I would like greens on it, but I would like a sort of more gesso-y, lighter green, if you know what I mean. Let's see what we end up with. Let's put that on there. Can't really see these bits of paper, so it doesn't really matter what you put on the bottom, the first layer of it. A little bit more, that will do. That's all I'm going to put on there. Then I'm going to add the gesso. What are we doing for time? Oh, we're good for time. These ones are just quick ones. Just want to do a couple of quick ones today. Just so that we have something ready to work with tomorrow. So these will be all nice and dry by the morning. I'm ready to cut up and embellish. There we go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pop a little bit. I think this one comes out a little bit yellowy. Yeah, I think so. I need more of a green. Let me have a look. What have I got on here? Frayed burlap. I think this one might even be brownie. Not doing very well, am I, on here? Oh, that's quite a nice. Oh, that's a nice. Looks like a bit more of a sagey green, actually. I am quite liking that. Mixed with the gesso, it gives that lovely, look at that colour. Wow, that's lovely. The only thing I find with these, they don't spray very well. So that's the frayed burlap on there, and that's the oxide. Look how lovely that is. I like that. Right, I'm going to quickly just dry that. It could stay to my hands. Be careful because I'm sticking it to the table. Okay, so I'm going to go over now with some more gesso. I love that colour, but I don't want it. I want it a little bit paler. But I am loving the colour under there. So that's just paint and just a little card just to brush over. So there's no paint brushes in this one. I'm just doing it with this card and paint. So it's very, very simple. Look at that. Now I'm going to go in again. I'm going to give it another quick spray because it just builds up that colour and it's beautiful, isn't it? gorgeous. Wow, I do like this one. Now, if you look, there's lots of different colours in there. I'm hoping you can see that. I will do a close-up at the end of both of them. But I tell you what, I think I like this one better. And I'm going to just leave it like that because maybe a little bit more white just over the top. There we go, there's lovely textures on there. Fabulous. Okay, I'm going to give that a quick dry and I think that will probably be it. So we've got lots of different colours coming through there. Let me just dry it quickly. There we go, love it. So how simple was that? Some beautiful backgrounds. So we've got that one. And we also have this one here. Now I'm quite liking just the plain one without anything else sort of like added to it. I love that. So there we go, guys. We've got two things to cut up tomorrow to make journal cards and little things like that to go into the Folks of the Forest journal, which I am loving. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Really, really simple. So if you're a first timer on doing mixed media and things like that, really, really simple. Just get yourself a little bit of thicker card, or you can have a piece of card actually with a bit of gesso or white paint over the top. Stick some bits of paper on it, add a little bit of paint, whatever medium that you've got to use, and you can come up with something absolutely fab. And then we can make some lovely, lovely tags and all sorts of things tomorrow. So there we go, guys. Thank you so, so much for joining me. Please stay safe, take care, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.